Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your March soul session. I'm Princess India if you're new, and if you're family, welcome back, my friend, and what's not, or whatever. If you're not familiar with what my soul sessions are, they are your spirituality and personal development readings, in which we look at the energies that you guys may encounter in a given month for the sole purpose of giving you some clarity, some guidance, some insight, and all that good stuff for any challenges you may face this month. So, anywho, we have a central energy, a challenge, a past influence, your future possibilities, your above energy, and your below energy, of which are your conscious and subconscious mind. And these cards are really big. So, that's going to be an ordeal. At the bottom of your deck, we have the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Interesting. So with the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, this is falling into the realm of you guys underlying or undergirding energy. And this could be speaking to a myriad of different things. It could be speaking to not feeling good enough. It could be speaking to low self-esteem. It could be speaking to jealousy of people who are around you or the stuff that they have, like coveting your neighbor's goods and things of the sort. It also speaks of codependency or a fear of standing on your own or feeling as if you need, how can I say this? The first thing that came to my mind specifically is more or less if you think about it in the context of like relationships. So it's kind of like if you live with someone, like, you know, you're in a relationship and you share a house with like a partner or something like that. And this would be codependency in the sense of, I can't break up with this person even though that they suck, because how would I afford to pay my bills without them being here type of deal. So it can fall to any of those, but whatever the case, this is more or less the underlying influence of everything it is that we're going to look at that comes up for you guys this month. So our central energy. Okay. All right. We have the 10 of Wands that's challenged by Temperance in the reverse. Okie dokie. Okay, Virgo, this is a little concerning for me. With the 10 of Wands, this is more or less burdens that you're willingly carrying. So meaning that, how can I say this without just describing it? It's kind of like, I would have to put it into scenario form. It's like if, okay, you think of a person like a coworker, right? And your coworker talks about all the stuff that's going on in their life and how difficult their life is. And, you know, I need to help this person. I need to help that person. I need to be there for this person. And I'm just so overwhelmed, right? But all of these things that they're doing are not things that they have to do. So it's not like, oh, you know, your kid is sick and you have to do that. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like something where it's like you're the only sole person that's responsible. It's like a lot of the stuff that Virgos would be taking on that's pushing you to a breaking point. And I say breaking point because with Temperance in the reverse, is speaking to emotional instability. So what this really feels like is like repressed emotion, like, and that would be the most important point, is taking on a whole bunch of stuff on your back and you feeling obligated to do so, but you're not obligated to do so. Or it's taking on a whole bunch of stuff on your back because it's wanting, this is getting so weird. Because what I just saw, okay. Taking a whole bunch of stuff on your back because it's wanting, and even with me saying this, it would require self-reflection within a person to even see this within themselves, because otherwise, you know, like me saying it to someone without them coming to this realization within themselves, they wouldn't receive it. It'd be like, I don't do that. I really do have these responsibilities type of deal. But it's taking all this stuff on, wanting pity from people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh my gosh, I have all this stuff going on because it's wanting, people in your life or people that you work with to be like, oh, wow, they're so strong. Now, the thing that I saw that I'm really not a fan of, and I don't think this would be all Virgos. And I mean, if I feel like I'm saying, because I feel like people who watch my channel, there's a reason why they're here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all here because y'all trying to learn. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if this would be somebody cross-watching a Virgo person through soul sessions. But very specifically what I saw is like, or like the energy signature of what I'm describing with this 10 of Wands and this Temperance in the reverse is like Munchausen by proxy. And I'm really not a fan of that. But it's the part of that, not saying that someone's diagnosed with that disorder, but it's the part of like in Munchausen by proxy. I mean, if y'all watch the with the girl named the Gypsy Rose story, then you know what it is that I'm talking about. But it would be this dynamic of like with Munchausen, you would have someone you care for, right? And you make this person sick, right? Or you're imagining, illnesses this person has, whatever. But a huge tenet of it is you're making this person sick because you like the, and this is me just saying it very superficially and not getting into the intricacies of the disorder, but it's like there's a part of the person with this diagnosis who enjoys the attention that they get from other people and the pity that they get from other people, because it's like, oh, wow, this poor person, like they're a saint because they're taking care of this poor sickly child, but it's a child that they're making sick, right? So the energy signature of that is what I'm feeling with this. So whether it's to that extreme and y'all really know somebody who falls into that category, if they do, please call somebody and report that. Call 911, call child services. Please do that because we can't be having this going on. But if it's that serious, or if we're just simply talking about being almost like, this martyr over giver, and it's like, oh, all of these things I have to do, I have to take care of everyone, is more or less doing that either because it's wanting attention or because you're just really not aware, right? That you're carrying burdens that you don't have to carry. Like that's not your responsibility. So you're taking on responsibilities that are not your responsibility. And the thing about it is you're reaching a breaking point to where it's almost coming to a place of where you're about to crack. You know what I'm saying? And it's like having like an emotional breakdown or something like that, because it's you only have enough energy to care for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it's carrying a lot of other people's burdens and responsibilities. And with this Temperance in the reverse, the challenge this month is really to come out of that. Because if we were to look at this 9 of Coins in the reverse, and we were to say this in a sense of like, again, codependency, this would be a person who's an enabler. Like you're a problem fixer. And it's like you feel that your sense of worth and value comes from you fixing other people's problems or being the solution to other people's problems. Or, when people can't pay their rent, you're paying it. When people don't have a ride to work, you're giving them a ride to work. It's like constantly like rescuing people from stuff. And it's not understanding that that's not your responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And on the other side of that, it's doing that with the motivation of you getting some sense of validation for people needing you, if that's making sense. But what I'm saying overall is not good for your mental health, is what I'm saying. Now, the past influence of the energy coming from February into March, good Lord, is the 9 of Swords. Come on, Virgo. And this is interesting. I say, like, I always take notice into what deck I'm led to use. for each sign. For pretty much everybody in March, I've been using the Book of Shadows deck. The only person that deviated from that was it Leo? I think it was. And with Virgo specifically, I felt like I use this deck, the Urban Tarot. I haven't used this in like forever, but like this deck was screaming Virgo to me. But it's just the depiction and illustration in this card. I mean, in these cards is just so like grim. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so interesting that with me feeling led to use this deck. Shoot, I'm gonna show y'all. Look, because it's like these two cards right here. That's the nine of. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta do the makeup thing. Hold on, wait. That that really works. Oh my God. I can see why makeup people do that. Y'all saw how they just snapped into focus? But anywho, I'm just so excited about technology. Don't judge me. But anywho, but that's the 10 of Wands and the 9 of Swords. Like that just looks so just dark. But anywho, I say all of that to say is the energy coming out of February into March, Virgo, is one of anxiety, insomnia, unrest, all of that. And I feel that this energy is the precursor of what is potentially to come if you guys don't release this burden. Because it's like, I always see the Temperance in the reverse is literally emotional instability, which means you're teetering on a full-on breakdown. Like literally. And that's concerning because it's just the energy that's motivating it. Like this 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. It's like, if you were to look at this as the proverbial seed that's planted in the ground, and what we're seeing in the center of your spread is like what's sprouting from that seed. The seed that all of this came from is like a place of is not, like not enough, not good enough. So everything that's above ground is telling me how you're trying to compensate for this root feeling of not enough. And all of this is leading you to a place of where you're coming upon just like a breakdown, like everything that you're trying to hold together, just like crumbling in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't on a sturdy foundation to begin with. Oh Christ, your underlying energy is the devil. Oh y'all. So we're talking about bondage. So dude, like I'm not even joking in any sense of the word, Virgo. Like how this is even coming out for me is just so strange. It's like the energy vibe I feel with this. This is literally like, it's like being in mental bondage, right? Like inside of your head, this limiting belief, limited perspective, whatever it is that you want to call it, but it's being trapped in your mind and being trapped there for so long that you're starting to create this in your external world. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you have a magic wand or whatever, but it's like, if you want a very practical example of what it looks like to create a mindset in 3D, it would be this. It's 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Deep down inside, I feel like I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy of love, or the only purpose that I serve for other people is to be of service to them, right? But because this is an authentic form of love, you're gonna have to, like, your quantity is going to be more than the quality of it, which means that you need more of these different, pseudo forms of love in order to feel a sense of fulfillment. So if you feel, hypothetically, the only purpose that you serve is to be of use to people, the only way that you can feel validated and needed is if other people need you, then one person isn't going to be enough. So now it has to be 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, 6 people, 7 people, 8 people, 9 people, right? So it's 9 people that you're indebted to, that are always calling on you, that are always needing you to fix their problems, that are always looking to you for guidance, for money, for everything else. And you're giving, because all of these 9 proverbial wands, along with your one little 10th, right, which is the only one wand you're supposed to be carrying around, right? You're trying to keep the torch lit on this, as well as keeping all of these other people's torches lit. So it's almost coming to a place of burnout. But the thing that you're not seeing is, in your mind, you are already in bondage because it's this false belief of you not being enough or that, you know, you need to do stuff for people or carry unnecessary burdens in order to feel enough. That's coming from a false place. So you started in bondage within and you're manifesting it to the without via your actions. That's how it is that our external life mirrors our internal life. You know what I'm saying? So the whole fact of the matter is, and that's where I say it comes into where if a person isn't ready to receive this, you're going to say like, well, what am I supposed to do? This is the situation that I'm in. I can't do anything about that. I have to do this. And it's like, if that's the case, then you're absolutely right. Don't listen to me. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's like if a person is at a place to where you're not ready to receive this, then you already have the answers and I wouldn't have one for you because the only thing that I know is what it is that I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? And the process of how it is that this matriculates into your life. You know what I'm saying? There's another solution out there, but this is what I'm seeing for this particular person that resonates with this. You know what I'm saying? It's overextending yourself. And it's overextending yourself externally because you're trying to fill some sort of void within you, you know? And the main thing that needs to be addressed is this void within you, you know? It's consistently making decisions from a place that isn't in your highest good. It isn't in service to you. It puts you in service to everything else except for what it is that's going to make you happy. But why I think this is so important, why I'm stressing this so much, dude. Come on. By the way, that's Capricorn energy with the devil, Sagittarius energy with Temperance in the reverse. And then your above energy is a strength card that's Leo energy. And this is the thing. With the strength card in your conscious energy, it's almost as if like in Virgo's mind, you feel you have this all under control, right? You're pushing yourself to your limits. You're wearing yourself thin, but in your mind, you're like, I got this. I have this under control. I have everything under control. But everything that I'm seeing that's playing out in your day-to-day, you don't, because if you're under stress and you're anxious, you know what I'm saying? You can't sleep. You're tossing and turning. You're having nightmares. You know what I'm saying? You feel energetically depleted, downtrodden. You're consistently looking outside of yourself to other people and feeling that other people's life circumstances or situations or what have you are better than yours. And that makes you want to put more pressure on yourself to work even harder to try to get to whatever it is that you're perceiving with other people. It's like all of that is still going in the wrong direction because it's not addressing the main problem. And this is similar, like it's a similar rooted energy signature like I felt with Leo, but the circumstances were different. With Leo, it was almost them trying to re-channel their energy, because I mean, I feel like it would be coming up, especially if y'all are cuspers, but it was like a Leo person trying to, like them having some sense of disappointment or a heartbreak or whatever, and they were trying to channel their energy into this new direction, but never really addressing the disappointment that they encountered in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And how that would come back to kind of like bite them in the butt in the future. Like how I always say with the Seven of Swords, will you skip or trip you up later? And I was saying how it was the importance of them needing to deal with what it is they were trying to kind of skirt over, because that was a pattern. It's a very similar thing that I'm seeing with you guys, where it's like, it's almost nullifying like all of these adverse effects that you're having that are saying that you're overwhelmed, that you're at the edge of yourself. And it's like deluding yourself and saying, I'm fine, I got this, I have this all under control. You know what I'm saying? And you don't. And it's like, and I'm saying this not in like, oh, everything that you built is going to fall apart or you're going to lose all of your money. No, it's not that. I literally feel this is like a mental health warning, because you're going straight in the direction of an emotional breakdown. And then it's like, you're not good for anyone. It's like all of these torches you're trying to carry, they all crumble, including your own. So this is more or less like a warning to get a handle on this, of like why you're overcompensating, or why you're attempting to overcompensate, or allowing yourself to be honest with yourself enough to see in what areas you are, because there's an imbalance here. It's giving too much to something outside of yourself and not balancing that off with yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why you guys are feeling oppressed. You're feeling under duress. Like you're feeling a myriad of different things. But it's the same theme I always see with Virgos, with the strength card in your conscious energy of it's a shit show behind the scenes, but it's continuously feeling as if you need to project to the outside world, or even delude yourself into believing that everything is okay when it's clearly not. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're not going to gain anything out of it. Like it's hurting you more than anything else, because it's almost like how breakdowns like this happen, Virgo, is like you going to McDonald's, okay, and you order something and they're out of like, I don't know, barbecue or sweet and sour. And like you had your mouth just like prepared for this. Or you go to Chick-fil-A and they're out of Polynesian sauce. And it's like you got your favorite meal, and you know you've been through all this stuff today, and you're looking forward to just eating, you know, the spicy chicken sandwich with your Polynesian sauce, you know, and your waffle fries, you know, with your lemonade, or your Arnold Palmer if you're fancy. You know what I'm saying? And your mind is set on that, and you find out they don't have Polynesian sauce. And, you know, do you want anything else? And you're like, oh, I'll take barbecue. And then you go into the parking lot, you're waiting to leave Chick-fil-A, and it's like tears just start rolling from your eyes. And all of a sudden you just flash out and just go bananas. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's when an emotional breakdown happens. It's not because of the Polynesian sauce. You know what I'm saying? It's not because you just had your mind set so much on, you know, this food that you wanted to eat. No, it's not about that. That was pretty much the straw that broke the camel's back. It's like, this is pressure that you've been under for a very, very, very long time. And it's consistently telling yourself, I'm okay. This is okay. I got this. I can do this. This is no big deal. Like, I'll handle it. Are you okay, Virgo? Oh, I'm fine. Everything's great. You know what I'm saying? And it's pressing on like that, not really facing the issue. And it's like, it leads to a complete breakdown, because you mentally just shut down because you cannot go on anymore. You know what I'm saying? No amount of pretending to be okay makes any of us okay. It just doesn't work like that, as much as I wish it would. And I've been saying that all month. If pretending to be okay just fixed everything, I would be out of a job. I literally would. You know what I'm saying? Nobody would need no therapist for nothing. It's just like, you know, go home, here's your prescription. Go home, pretend everything's okay. By the time you wake up tomorrow, everything will be okay. You know what I'm saying? So it's needing to face whatever this is that you're in bondage to. Whether this is your own behaviors or it's people who are impeding on your kindness. You know what I'm saying? Oh, child. Then you guys have the Lovers in the reverse going forward into April. There's Gemini energy. And of course, we know that the Lovers and the Devil are reflections of each other, with this Lovers being in the reverse. It means that it's consistently making decisions that are not in your highest good. If you are a Virgo and you have been with me since 2018, at the very least, if you've been here since 2018, there has been a chain of stories that has followed Virgo for all of these years. I kid you not. I've never deleted a video off of my channel. If you go into the Virgo playlist and you start back at day one from the very first video that I put up, don't you laugh at me. But if you go back from the very first video I put up, and you listen to them all the way through until now, that would probably take some time unless you sped it up or something. You're going to see a consistent theme through all of the Virgo videos. And it's the same thing that continuously happens. You know what I'm saying? And I feel, I'm not saying any of this to beat you down, Virgo, or to make you feel any type of way or to be negative or anything of the sort. Because the only vested interest that I have in anyone that watches my channel is giving you tools, resources, insight, and perspective in order to change your life and make it better. I gain nothing in making people just feel like shit for no reason. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying all of this to say that this is a pattern I've consistently seen with Virgos, where choosing to appear as if everything is okay, you would rather choose that as opposed to actually being okay, right? I say that figuratively for context, not saying that every single Virgo is like, oh no, I don't want to be okay. No, that's not what I'm saying. In a lot of cases, it very well could be, I don't know what is making me not okay. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know how to make it okay. So it's like, I'm just surviving. I totally get that. You know what I'm saying? But what it really goes back to with this Lovers in the reverse and the Devil card, it's your choices. It's your choices and the motivations behind them. The motivations for your choices is what this Nine of Pentacles in the reverse represents. You know what I'm saying? Your choices are based on what you're calling in, who you're choosing to hang out with, what you're choosing to do and not do, all the stuff you're bringing into your life. You're calling these things in based on what you're coming from as far as self-concept and how you're perceiving the world, which is Nine of Pentacles in reverse, which would be synonymous with less than, not enough. You know what I'm saying? Not equipped, not qualified, not able. You know what I mean? It's like, heck, if you even just went to go study every single interpretation that they have on the internet of the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, you know what I'm saying? It's all of these elements that are influencing or motivating what it is you're choosing. And the stuff that you've been choosing is not in your highest good. But externally, it's projecting as if everything is okay. That you know, mastered your demon. You're ascending the higher consciousness. You know what I'm saying? But it's still having this anxiety, this, you know, depression, this oppression, just burdened, bound, downtrodden. You know what I'm saying? Emotions all over the place. It's all of these energies that are existing underneath because the main problem, the main bondage, this mindset has never been confronted. So in the month of March, this would literally be confronting it. And I think so many of these readings, dude, keep coming back to this. I'm about to start putting my BetterHelp ads back up in all of these videos. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a few openings left at my practice of taking on new clients because we are working through a waiting list that is just ungodly. So if you're here in the state of Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? I can see you. We have a few spots left. All you have to do is just shoot us an email. You know what I'm saying? But I would strongly suggest it's time, like if you want to do spring cleaning, dude, it's time to start talking to somebody because this stuff has to get unraveled. And I think that's the biggest theme for everybody this year, dude. 2021 is a year 5. It's a very mental year. It's the year of the pragmatic idealist. And it's like a lot of stuff that we've been doing collectively up to this point just cannot fly anymore. There's too many tools. There's too many resources. There's too much stuff to help people. Like, I think even most of us in our parents' generations, like they probably wish that they had as much knowledge accessible to them as we do. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we have so much stuff to look to, but it just requires for us to either one, look for it, to engage with it, or actually do the work. It's like gone are the days of like closing your eyes and pretending stuff is going to change. And it does, because it never did, first of all. But it's needing to learn like boots to the ground. If you want your life to be different, you have to do the work to do so. No one's coming to save any of us. No one is coming to rescue us. No one is going to do it for us. So if you want your life to be different, you have to do the work, period. End of story. You know what I'm saying? And I know that can sound harsh to overly sensitive people. My apologies. But realistically, dude, it's time to put the big girl, big boy panties on and handle this, because I can say this from where I'm sitting looking at this. This is something that could easily be, you didn't even have to go to a therapist. You can go to a life coach. You know what I'm saying? And this is stuff that you can work through on a surface level. You know what I'm saying? If we talking about some little simple like goal setting behavior modification, you can go to a life coach and handle this stuff. When it comes to the inner recesses of really attacking this proverbial demon that y'all got going on, that's something that you need to go to a therapist for. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how much work you're willing to do or where you want to start. You know what I'm saying? But I say all of this with love and compassion, Virgo, because I feel all of this energy I'm seeing in the middle. It's something that I feel from you guys' perspective, you're feeling helpless to. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like you're not seeing that it's happening, like how I talked about enabling. It's like you could never see how it is that you could possibly be enabling anyone. You know what I'm saying? But you still know that there's something that's going on, but it can't be that. You know what I'm saying? It's like with stuff like that, it can be dealt with, but you just have to be willing to be honest with yourself in order to face it and deal with it, if that's making sense. I'm going to stop rambling, Virgo. I'm not really rambling. I'm just saying a whole bunch of things that I'm very passionate about, but that's neither here nor there. I'm going over to my network to do your extended. So if you're about that life, follow me on over there. If not, I still love your face, and I will see you guys sooner than later, my friends.